students mobilized Friday in downtown as part of May Day Strong, one of the largest coordinated national mobilizations since No Kings in March. Speakers at the Alo Plaza included former Congresswoman and current 1st District candidate Cori Bush and Twitch streamer Hassan Piker. He's accused of often using anti-Semitic rhetoric, including expressing support for Hamas. Nikita Gupta, a graduate researcher and leader with the WashU Graduate Workers Union, said, "We're standing for a multiracial democracy that values all of us, no matter who we are, where we were born, who we love, or the color of our skin." In Senate Armed Service Committee hearing, U.S. Senator Eric Schmidt is applauding the Trump administration and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth for realigning American priorities to the Western Hemisphere and forcing European allies to step up.
I actually think it's interesting that Ukraine just came up, because we've heard from my colleagues on the other side discussion about the cost of what the ongoing American effort. There was never a discussion about the $200 billion we were sending to a foreign country that's not even in NATO.
Checking traffic in the St. Louis area right now, just looking around the roadways, get ready for a Cardinals game today at 1:15. We do have a stalled vehicle, 141 northbound past Astor Way. That has just been cleared within the last couple of minutes. We also had a stall just cleared 270 eastbound at New Florissant Road, so it's a smooth roll into downtown as you make your way in for Cardinal baseball. The Cardinals take on the Dodgers today. They're going for the sweep. Cardinals beat them yesterday and once again triumphant against the back-to-back world champions. Cardinals won the ball game yesterday 3-2, 1:15 first pitch today for Dustin May. Sports on a Sunday morning coming up, and we will have plenty, including a visit with Cardinals President of Baseball Operations, Chaim Bloom. In the Kentucky Derby, we will look at that, the NBA playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's all coming up on Sports on a Sunday morning. As for our weather, we have a beautiful day in store today. Currently, it's 59 degrees. We're going to get up to 74 by late this afternoon. We will have some windy conditions expected beginning in about an hour. Wind gusts up to 24 miles per hour, but no precipitation in the forecast for today. Right now, it's 59 in Florissant, 60 in St. Peters, sunny sky, 59 degrees downtown at the Arch at 10:06.
From KMOX Sports, this is the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
All right, Paul Ross is here. His son Phil is here. We got some serious stuff to talk about, and that would be a sweep of the Dodgers. If the Cardinals can pull this off, they would have a better record than the Dodgers. Let me repeat that for our listeners, just so they understand what's going on around here right now. If the Cardinals win this ball game today, yes, if you have not been paying attention to the Cardinals, they actually are playing really, really well. They've won 6 in a row. But even the closest to them might not realize that the Cardinals, if they win today, will have a better record than the Dodgers. As a matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. If the Cardinals win today and the Cubs lose to the Diamondbacks, the Cardinals are going to be tied for first in the National League Central. The Reds have their own battles to deal with. They're at Pittsburgh today, a Pirates team that is still stinging from their 4-game sweep that the Cardinals handed them just a little while ago. The Pirates and the Reds went at it yesterday, and the Pirates absolutely destroyed Cincinnati, 17-7. They scored 5 runs in the first, 5 in the second, and 5 in the fourth. They were up 15-3 at the end of 4 innings, so they're a little angry in Pittsburgh right now. As for the Cardinals, again, 20-13. The Dodgers are 20-13. This has been a lot of fun. Let me bring in Phil real quick. Phil, you are a big Cardinals fan, but you also know baseball really well. Just what do you think of this Cardinals team right now?
I mean, I wouldn't expect it because they're tied with the Dodgers right now. I don't think anybody expected that. And, yeah, if they win today, like you said, they'd have a better record and they'd be tied in their division in the National League.
What position do you play mostly, and how old are you, by the way?
I'm 10, and I usually play catcher, but I also do some shortstop.
That's 2 very important positions up the middle. The Cardinals have some good ones. I mean, What do you think of Mason Wynn and that rocket arm that he possesses?
Yeah, I think he's doing really good. And Jordan Walker is also on fire because he's got 10 homers. He's turned it around from last year.
He sure has. And J.J. Weatherholt is, I think, the superstar in the making that all Cardinals fans, if they don't know by now, are going to absolutely love. And I think for a long, long time. I think this guy is going to be one of those perennial all-stars.
Yeah, I think he's a contender for Rookie of the Year in the NL.
I totally agree. And you know what? What's funny about it is we said that before the season even started. That's how good we knew he was going to be. But the fact that he heard all of that and just went out and did it anyway, I mean, there's a lot of expectation on him.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What a great performance by the Cardinals yesterday. We're going to run through the highlights next. We appreciate you hanging out with us and being in studio with us today, Phil.
Yeah, sure.
I'll tell you what, Phil knows some ball. Wait, before we move on to other things, you have a YouTube channel, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do people find that? Because I watched it yesterday, and you were showing me different pitch grips and different ways to attack the strike zone. How do people find you on YouTube?
Well, I give stickers out and cards out, so people can just go to. It doesn't have a link, but it just shows the channel name.
Okay.
And you can just go to the
Let me
channel.
see. Yeah, and we're on camera, right, James? So let me hold that up here. It's subscribe to Blitz King 15 on YouTube. There it is, 15. I'm not looking at my own camera, so I hope this is straight or somewhat straight. Blitz King, what a cool name. Blitz King 15. Is that your number, 15?
Yeah.
Like Jimmy Edmonds?
Right.
Cool stuff, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in and hanging out with us, Phil. Paul Ross is with us as well. We're going to get some thoughts from these two as we go along this morning. Sports on a Sunday morning, that's what it's all about, folks. A Sunday game, and they have these Sundays for the kids at Busch Stadium, these kids' Sundays that are just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And I know Phil's going to be at the ball game today as the Cards go for the sweep. There could not be a better setup for Cardinals fans. 74 degrees, sunny, Dodgers are in town on the verge of getting swept. One other thought about this team and what happened yesterday before we get into the highlights. I don't want this to get lost. Yesterday was a big day in Cardinals history. Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina were officially elected to the Cardinals Hall of Fame. That happened on Friday, but just this whole weekend to be able to celebrate them. I want to understand, obviously that was an obvious one. They're both going to go into the Cardinals Hall of Fame, but what it represents is what Phil, what Paul and I, for that matter, we're not that old, are going to be able. Paul, I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Well,
because, Musial, Gibson, Brock, it's these names of the past that, we miss them so much, and they represented an era of Cardinals baseball, multiple eras of Cardinals baseball. When you think about what the future of this franchise is going to see with Red Jackets gathering at home plate, those are two of the cornerstones right there, Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina. It really is neat to see what Phil is going to see for the rest of his life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we grew up with those names with Red and Whitey Ball and all that, and now knowing that our favorites of modern times are enshrined in this wonderful history is great. And we know that Yachty's been around a lot this year, too. Just fantastic. I think it's very motivating.
Yeah, I think he makes a big impact on this team. He's been analyzing video. He's in the dugout. He's a great source of information for these catchers, these pitchers, for Ollie, for the staff, for the players. There's a good vibe around this team right now. When we come back, we're going to give you highlights of what happened yesterday in another nail-biter at Busch Stadium between the Cardinals and the Dodgers. Also on the show today, Christy Connoyer, SLU softball coach. They are fun. That SLU softball team's good, and Coach Connoyer will be with us on KMOX. Chris Blair, the general manager of Worldwide Technology Raceway. We are 1 month away from IndyCar weekend at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and a big race is coming. At 11:15, the sporting director for St. Louis City SC, Wray, will be along with us. At 11:30, the president of baseball operations for the Cardinals, Chaim Bloom, will be with us. And Bernie Miklasz at 11:45 to wrap up the show. It's a big show. We wouldn't want it any other way on this May 3rd. And happy birthday to my sister, Lauren Gaglione, in San Diego, California. Man, oh man, happy birthday to Lauren. I know that my mom is absolutely listening to the show right now, and my sister is taking care of two beautiful daughters. We'll take a break, come back right after this on KMOX.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto-pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy. Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mira Fiber Gummies.
Objection!
It's true. Mira Fiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support. All in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mirafiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mirafiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
Spring is here. Hi, this is Tim Gamma.
And I'm Tom Gamma.
When it comes to tree care, call the name you can trust. Gamma Tree Experts, founded by our dad, Frank Gamma, in 1954.
Frank will be 91 this year, and the third generation of Gammas have joined the business.
Call our team of certified arborists to inspect your trees and shrubs today. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Now in our 72nd year.
For pruning, fertilization, and removal, call Gamma Tree Experts today or visit us at gammatree.com.
Your trees deserve the best care.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you own a business, you've heard it all. From fast funding to easy approvals, everyone says the same thing. LendSeek is different. We show you what you actually qualify for. LendSeek's AI-enabled platform matches you with funding options with no guesswork. Up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours. If you've been in business over a year, doing at least $50,000 per month, apply for free with zero out-of-pocket costs and access to over 100 lenders. Start ready, stay ready. Lendseek.com. LENDSEEK.com.
Data centers don't wait, and neither should your supply chain. From power and connectivity to racks and critical power, Graybar brings the products and the experience data centers need now. And with deep inventory and logistics expertise, we keep projects moving from first delivery to final install. With hundreds of locations and a nationwide delivery fleet, we help you bring facilities online, on time, and on budget. Yep, Graybar does that.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Yes, indeed. Let's get the latest from the broadcast booth to start things off.
The Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Last night, Jordan Walker hit a home run in a 3-run inning, but the Dodgers got 2 runs with 2 outs in the 9th on 4 hits. Oh, what a finish. This is power against power. rushing at the plate. Riley O'Brien on the mound. Everybody up at Busch Stadium. The 1-2 pitch with 2 on, 2 outs. Here it is. A swing and a miss. That's a Redbird winner. Light up the night in downtown St. Louis. And they were able to hang on tonight to win 3-2 over L.A. What a series. The Cardinals have won both games.
A great start for Michael McGreevy yesterday. The Walker home run was big, but double plays were a key part of the game. 4 double plays turned by the Cardinals in the game.
The Cardinals go for the sweep behind former Dodger Dustin May today, and we're on the air at 12:20, 1:15 first pitch, as the Cardinals won the series, beating L.A. last night 3-2.
Downstairs to Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol.
No, it's just a couple balls just out of reach, man. But those guys were incredible tonight. You talk about that double play that they turned going glove side, and then Mason with the cannon across the diamond there to top it off. I mean, it was they were phenomenal. That 9th inning got interesting, but we were able to shake hands at the end, so I'm okay with it.
The two of them together behind McGreevy, when he sort of has it the way he had it tonight, even if he maybe didn't have the stuff that he thought that he would ordinarily have, how much does that get him through that game?
That's exactly it. He didn't feel great, but he was able, I mean, credit to him, he was able to still navigate that lineup without having his A stuff, and made pitches when needed. I mean, ran that sinker in on Smith for the double play, got the double play on Hernandez, started the double play with Kim, and that's what saved him today, is he made pitches when he needed.
Here is McGreevy.
Just knew, like, in my bullpen catch play, like, hey, like, we don't have the A+ stuff today. Body kind of feels like maybe a C to like a B-. And, you know, being a starting pitcher in this league, like, you're going to have days like that, and kind of chop, instead of trying to do too much, like, hey, I'm going to get going, I got to, you know, pick up the pace, I got to move faster. I was like, no, like, the only job you need to do is execute pitches. If you can do that for your team and, like, do it like what you're supposed to, like, you'll get good results. And I'm glad I stuck to that mindset throughout the 6 innings.
We've seen Riley's been effective for you guys all year, but to see him in that last at bat just kind of settle in and not let the game slip away like that, I mean, how do you kind of see him kind of keep that poise on the mound?
That you just used the perfect word there. Just there's a certain level of poise that we've seen with him this year compared to previous years that's going to allow him to continue to have success. Nothing sped up on him there. Under control, continue to make pitches. You're talking about a couple ground balls that get through that could have easily, I mean, a couple feet either way, they're outs, right? So he did a really nice job of just staying in the moment.
Yeah. The diving play that Weatherholt was made was really good, but how much did you like the one where he went to his backhand, something you guys have asked him to work on, and then throw back across his body?
Yeah, he's putting in a lot of work, and he's making it important, and that's something he spent the whole offseason working on. So it's good to see him going that way. And you mentioned it, the play he made, the diving play, double play, that was unreal. Yeah.
The 7th, as it's unfolding the way that it does, with a little bit of tragic for standing. Obviously, you are making the choice there that he's going to get himself out of it. Is that the result of not wanting JoJo to have to do an up down ahead of Ohtani and Freeman?
You got it. That's exactly it. We're going to have to, at some point, guys have to get their own guys and walk off the field on their own, or we're going to continue to throw multiples on guys that you can't do it as often as we've done it up to this point. So he's got to make a pitch there, and thankfully he does.
It was talked about on the radio broadcast that Jordan Walker made an adjustment to his swing with Brant Brown before the game Friday, and then he proceeded to go 6 for 6. Can you talk about that ability to make an adjustment like that and then follow it up with results immediately?
Yeah, that's what it takes to have success at this level, is that you have to constantly make adjustments and not settle. And he's done a nice job of just keeping his confidence even through times where it's not going exactly the way he wants. So I give him a lot of credit, man. There's a level of maturity there that we're going to see a lot more consistency out of Jordan because of it. Obviously started off extremely hot, goes through that little bit of a lull, starts to chase a little bit, makes an adjustment, starting to see the ball a little better, and then you see the swing he took today to left field. I mean, that left in a hurry. He stays on the ball to right field, just doing a really nice job of using the whole field, having a really good approach, and then mechanically he's in a much better place. So yeah, a lot of credit to him.
Ollie Marmol on Jordan Walker. Here he is with reporters. Jordan down in the clubhouse in front of his locker.
Take us through that bat against sucked when you homered. I mean, you're down 0-2, foul off 2 pitches, and drive that ball to left.
Yeah, honestly, it was just kind of like, off him, it's kind of like see-ball, hit ball. I mean, he has good stuff, throws hard, good splitter. So it's just like, see the ball and try to hit it is really what it was, and then just kind of try to fight. Helped that, Yvonne and Burley both just hit a rocket off of him. Kind of wanted to hit a rocket off of him too. But that's really just really what it was.
Jordan, I think you just told Kenny Rosenthal that this improvement that you've made is really special to you. Is it because of what all you've been through, or explain, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, it just feels nice, the work that I put in the off season and showing up here. And now the main focus is just getting consistent. And it feels like I know what it feels like. So just, when I get off, to try to get back on to what makes me good. It's just kind of nice to have a blueprint of what it looks like, and I kind of just, want to keep it going for as long as possible.
You had the fast start, and then it seemed like the league kind of adjusted to you. Was that the whole key? It was like figuring out an adjustment to the league?
I mean, I'm not too surprised. I mean, that's just baseball, you're not going to hit, as well as you want to all the time. But, I mean, that's just what it is. This is the best pitching you will see anywhere. So just do my best to adjust to it when they adjust to me. I think that's just part of the game.
Jordan, it was talked about that you made a minor swing adjustment before Friday's game with Brett Brown. Can you talk a little bit about what you did exactly?
Really, I just took a bunch of hacks in the cage. That's what it was. I try not to think too much about mechanics, in all honesty. So they know more about what's going on than really I do. I kind of just go in there, do my drills, tell them how I feel, and then they give me, feedback. And it's more of a conversation than like a focus on mechanical thing. But yeah, that's really what it was. I try to keep it as simple as possible because, thinking about too many mechanics kind of just messes everything up.
Yeah, he shouldn't be thinking about too many mechanics when he's up there. Just let it rip. And he is having some season. Jordan Walker has 10 home runs. That is tied for second in the National League with Oscar De La Cruz of the Reds and James Wood of the Nationals. Kyle Schwarber and Matt Olson lead the National League with 11 apiece. But for Jordan Walker, his numbers right now through a month plus of the season, 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. He's hitting .315. His OPS is .982, and he has 6 stolen bases. The Cardinals slugger, Jordan Walker, who is having some season. In fact, he is leading almost every category for the Cardinals offensively right now. Batting average, home runs, tied for the RBI lead with Burley, leading them in stolen bases with 6. Weatherholt has 27 runs scored, but Walker has 26. Walker leading in slugging percentage, OPS, hits, right down the line. He is having a tremendous season. Really nice game for the Cardinals yesterday as they eke it out 3-2. But that's the way these games go. They are just going to play these close, dramatic, fun baseball games, and you'll just have to ride the wave with them. So who's coming down today? They've had over 30,000 in the books for the first 2 games, and they're hoping for a big crowd today at Busch Stadium for the Cardinals and the Dodgers on this May 3rd. When we come back, we will talk a little bit of softball with Christy Connoyer, the head coach at St. Louis University. Chris Blair, the Worldwide Technology Raceway General Manager, is also with us. We'll be sprinkling in some Cardinals thoughts and highlights and updates as we get some news over from the ballpark today. Scott Warman has the pregame show today at 12:20 with a 1:15 first pitch, and we're going to be having a lot of fun today hearing John Rooney, Ricky Horton, Mike Claiborne, Jim Jackson up in that broadcast booth. This is one of those great days if the Cardinals can complete a sweep. They've already won the series. And just remember, this is the most successful franchise in National League history still. The Cardinals playing with a lot of pride. The Dodgers are a phenomenal baseball team, and what a nice accomplishment it would be to walk out of there, the Cardinals, with a 3-game sweep. Back after this, talking some softball. It's Sports on a Sunday Morning from the Stiefel Sports Studio.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is Tom Ackerman for Ophthalmology Associates. You know, the doctors, or just the best doctors to see for your best vision in St. Louis. 314-966-5000, the doctors. They've treated more than 250 doctors. That's more than any other practice. Dr. Greg Birdie, Dr. Ranjan Malhotra, Dr. Robert Bersati, Dr. Andy Royer. 314-966-5000 is their phone number. 314-966-5000. Dr. Birdie, Dr. Malhotra are cornea surgeons and experts in diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye, dry eye, allergy eye, cataracts, macular degeneration, glaucoma, LASIK surgery. The Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates, experts. Call for an appointment today, 314-966-5000, or visit them online, youridoc.com, 12990 Manchester Road, quarter mile west of 270. 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
This is the Gas House Gang from KMOX.
Bernie Miklasz joins the Gas House Gang Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Yes, indeed. Love that Gas House Gang. This is Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX. Tom Ackerman with you. Cardinal baseball today at 1:15, 12:20 pregame. I know when the Cardinals are good, everybody feels it, including all of those on the St. Louis University campus. And joining us is the softball coach at SLU. Christy Connoyer is with us. Coach, how are you?
Good morning, Tom. I'm good. How about you?
Doing great. The 2026 A-10 Softball Championship is this week. It is Wednesday through Saturday, May 6th through the 9th. It's a double elimination 16 tournament, and it is at the Billiken Sports Center on the SLU campus. That's exciting. You're in the tournament for the 12th time in the past 13 years, but you're hosting for the first time since 2012, Coach.
That is, yes. The last time we were supposed to host was 2020 when COVID hit, so that was kind of put a damper on things. So it's been really exciting to get back home. We had practice the other day, and I think it hit a few of us that, dang, it's happening. It's on our field. We got a chance to get back to an NCAA tournament.
We do.
So it's a lot of parity in the conference, and so fired up to get rolling.
You'll either be the 2 or 3 seed. If you're 2, it's the 4th straight year for a first-round bye. Game times Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are noon, 2:30, and 5. Saturday's final begins at noon with a second game if necessary to follow, and the winner gets an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Just looking back at last year and everything that you accomplished, Christy, those memories, while you have a new team every year, stay with you for a lifetime, don't they?
Oh, they're absolutely. You couldn't have said it better. We actually played at George Washington this year, and when we're driving up to that field, it just your heart starts thumping again. There's nothing like it, and to come from behind, come out of the losers bracket last year. So you're right. This would be our fourth straight. We still some work to be done. Fordham and Loyola play today, determines who's the 2 and 3. But yeah, for 3 years we've been at 1 or 2 seed and came out of losers bracket last year, and to get in a championship game, and I say that to the team all the time, you get in a championship game, all bets are off. And that emotion, that feeling, that momentum going into it, and then this year to feel it at home, I'm pumped. I'm excited.
Absolutely, I can imagine. The phone connection just cutting in and out a little bit, so James is going to reestablish a connection with you and see if that can't do the trick. And I'll actually do something for our listeners that I wanted to do in this show anyway, so I'll do it just a little bit early. And this is the sports story of the day yesterday, with all respect to the Cardinals. This was nationally the story. This was some Kentucky Derby, let me tell you. From NBC Sports, here's the call.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby. Renegade getting bunched about on the inside. He did get in a little bit of traffic. Wonder Dean goes out to the front with 6 speed on the outside. And Denon Bourbon is up close with So Happy as well. So it's these 4 to set the pace. Then Emerging Market, Pavlovian to the outside, Potente and Litmus Test along the rail. Break of 2 to Further Ado's in between Chief Wallaby and Robusta. 3 to Intrepido and Incredible. And then Commandment, who finds himself about 10 lengths off the lead. Then it's a big gap back to Renegade, who was in a little bit of traffic there on that first turn. Ocelli is next. And then come the 2 trailers, Albus and late running Golden Tempo. So on to the backstretch they go here in the Kentucky Derby. 6 speed as expected, setting the pace of 46.44. Opening half mile here. The lead is 2 lengths. So Happy and Japan's Denon Bourbon heads apart. Second and third. Wonder Dean is 4th in behind them. Litmus Test is 5th along the rail. An Emerging Market, Pavlovian. Further Ado is in behind them. Further Ado about 7 lengths behind under John Velasquez. And then Potente down to the inside and Chief Wallaby. Commandment has 7 to make up. He's outside of Intrepido. Then Incredible. Renegade is in behind that group. He's on the rail. He's got 10 lengths to make up. As 6 speed and Denon Bourbon are 1-2 on the far turn. Mike Smith and So Happy are there to their outside. 2.5 back. And then down toward the inside comes Emerging Market as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Further Ado is getting going on the far outside with Commandment. They're both putting in their runs as they arrive into the final furlong. Ocelli is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16th of a mile. Denon Bourbon in front. Ocelli a huge long shot. Renegade and Golden Tempo are closing 2. Here's Golden Tempo! Golden Tempo and Cherie DeVaux make history in the Kentucky Derby over Renegade in a final time of 2:02.27 seconds.
Absolutely incredible. That's Larry Kalmus with the call on NBC as Golden Tempo wins the Kentucky Derby at odds of 23-1 to make Cherie DeVaux the first woman to train the winner of the opening leg of the Triple Crown. DeVaux is the second female trainer to win any Triple Crown race, and jockey Jose Ortiz won the Derby for the first time in his 11th try. It was just a great story all around. Renegade was second, with long shot Ocelli third. DeVaux during the week shifted from downplaying what it would mean to be the first woman to train a Derby winner to understanding she is a role model to girls who might want to follow in her footsteps someday. That was one of the first things she said after winning that tremendous race yesterday. Golden Tempo, last in a field of 18 horses in the Kentucky Derby, to winning it by a neck. We're rejoined now by Christy Connoyer, the SLU softball coach. See how easy that is in live radio. You just go transition right into the next big story. That's what we do around here.
You are good. You're good, no doubt.
You don't have to worry about a thing. So we'll keep a listen to that phone connection in case it cuts out again. But just a final thought on what you've been doing there. You're growing something. And, Coach, you've been in softball for a long time, but you certainly feel like St. Louis University has thrown its support behind your team and your group. And I can feel that from the university as well. Chris May all the way down.
Yeah, it's been a lot of. I've been here a few years, and to see the growth of the program and to see the support and to see even the crowd support, the fan support, it's incredible. And it carries over into our team. I think that has been special about this year. We talked about last year. We had 8 seniors. So to get to an NCAA tournament, to do a lot of firsts last year, and then to do it with 7 freshmen and transfer this year, 8 new faces, to be still one of the top 3 teams in a conference year in and year out, it's pretty special. Shows a lot, speaks a lot to the players as well, the type of kids, type of young women we get in our program. Just like you mentioned there with the Kentucky Derby, inspiring young women to continue to grow on and off the field. It's been pretty special.
That's pretty awesome. We wish you the very best with it. You're the defending tournament champion. You won the title for the first time last year, made it to the NCAA tournament in dramatic fashion, and here you are in this A-10 softball championship, hosting for the first time since 2012. I want to give the dates again. Wednesday through Saturday, May 6th through the 9th at the Billiken Sports Center on the SLU campus, the 2026 Atlantic 10 Conference Softball Championship, and SLU coach Christy Connoyer with us. Just peeking at the weather for this week, we do have some showers in the middle of the week, but as your tournament gets going Wednesday, those should start to go away, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday look absolutely phenomenal. So we wish you the very best with it, Coach.
I appreciate it, Tom. There'll be some great softball played out of the field, and hope to get a lot of support out there.
Great to hear. Thank you. Great to hear from Christy Connoyer, the head coach at St. Louis University. While we're on the topic of SLU, has anybody seen what Josh Schertz has been doing lately? That recruiting class is really good. It is not at Mizzou's level. Don't get me wrong. Mizzou's got some McDonald's All-Americans, and they have, the 4th-ranked recruiting class in the country, and we should certainly give them some love. And Illinois has done a phenomenal job. They got to the Final Four, and they're a team that certainly has brought back a lot of players. Looks like they're going to be fine replacing Keaton Wagler and finding a way to provide some offense. They've got a ton of firepower, big boys coming back. But, folks, this SLU team has done it again. And they actually, with all respect to Robbie Avila, in all respect, the Atlantic 10 Player of the Year, I'm not sure there's going to be much of a drop-off. As a matter of fact, there's a chance this team could be even better. Josh has himself a tall squad, a very athletic squad, and a team that is going to attack you from all angles. Probably the only thing they didn't do in this recruiting period, transfer period, is acquire another ball handler. They do have a young point guard. What do you see Magic Mel play out of New York City, freshman? But anyway, they have some ball handlers. I mean, there's some guys that can handle the rock. But their recent one, he announced it on Instagram, Jamison White, the son of Jahidi White, 6'8" forward from Penn State. He decommitted from Penn State, and he has joined SLU. A statement from Josh Schertz said, Jamison is someone we prioritized when we arrived 2 years ago. While young for his grade, his size, physicality, and toughness, that jumped out immediately. They have also added, you want to talk about some size? They picked up Sheik Pearson from Marquette. Pearson went to Burroughs. The John Burroughs 6'11" forward was a top 50 prospect on ESPN's recruiting when he came out of Burroughs to go to Marquette. He is coming home to play for St. Louis University. So they add the 6'11" Sheik Pearson. They already added a couple of other big boys. Elijah Strong out of South Carolina. Alone McKaylee, 6'9" forward out of Colorado, who I love the way he runs the floor and rebounds. He's got some serious bounce to him. So 6'9", 6'8", 6'11", and 6'8". Is that good? As they add, let's not forget Jax Kerr is 6'11". So they've got some big dogs running right now for St. Louis University, and Josh Schertz has done a really nice job. We look forward to catching up with him when that entire class is officially announced and released. And they, not to mention, they threw money at all their players to come back. I mean, they have a number of players coming back, this core for SLU basketball. It's going to be fun. Boy, sure wish some of the big schools would schedule them. Mizzou. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Chris Blair, Worldwide Technology Raceway. But first, it is our parlay of the day, and it's sponsored by Circus Sports, sports betting the way it should be. Anybody catch that NBA game last night? The Boston Celtics are out. Boy, tough run for Boston. The Bruins get beat by the Sabres. The Celtics get beat by the Sixers. The Red Sox fire their manager. I mean, what a mess in Boston. I'm so sad for them. I'm so sad for them. Anyway, back to our games. 2 games today. Let's pick 2. Orlando at Detroit. The Pistons have fought all the way back to make this a 7-game series. They are tied 3-3. That one tips off at 2:30 this afternoon on ABC. The Pistons are 8.5-point favorites at home against the Magic. And while that seems like a lot of points, I got to think they are thrilled to be back home, and they are ready to put the final nail in the coffin on Orlando. I think they will cover that 8.5. It's also a Game 7, Toronto at Cleveland. That series at 3-3 in Cleveland at 6:30 tonight, and the Cavaliers are an 8-point favorite. I'm going to say I gotta say that I'm going to say the opposite on this. See, I think Toronto, in surviving and winning, enforcing a Game 7, gives them some momentum coming into this game. So I'm going to take the Raptors +8. That's my parlay of the day. Detroit -8.5. Toronto +8. It's 10:45. Chris Blair is next.
Hey, Missouri, it's game time. Start betting like a pro with the world's largest sportsbook at your fingertips. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I'm a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be, with high limits, player-friendly pricing, exceptional customer service, and more. Download your new bookie at circusports.com. The action starts now, Missouri. Experience the difference with Circus Sports. Bet like a pro.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Save $2 when you buy 2 cans of Superior Products Coverall Tire Dressing. Plus, get 4 times O-Rewards points now at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. When your day needs a reset, try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. The refreshers you love, now with extra caffeine. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
Each year in St. Louis, 10 women are recognized for volunteer leadership that changes lives. They support families, strengthen communities, and create opportunities where they're needed most. Join us Tuesday, May 19th at the Ritz-Carlton for the 2026 Women of Achievement Awards Luncheon. Celebrate their impact and be part of a tradition more than 70 years strong. Reservations available at WOASTL.org. For more information, go to KMOX.com/events.
Your ride home just got a lot less of this and a lot more of this.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going, a swing and a high fly ball, deep left field, and it's a gunner.
Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, Bernie Miklasz, 3 voices, 1 hour, all Cardinals. The Redbird Rush Hour delivers.
Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building community with Busey Bank. Beyond the game.
The Redbird Rush Hour, weeknights at 5 on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
It started as a small leak and turned into a big problem, but one call changed everything. Restoration One of Greater St. Louis. We restore peace of mind. That's Restoration One of Greater St. Louis. Call us at 314-916-6704.
As parents, we measure our child's life in firsts. First steps, first words. But for me, the most important was my son's first breath. Because of Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, that moment led to so many more. His first laugh, first birthday, the first time he said, "I love you, Mama." Make your pledge for patients today at homersforhealth.org to benefit the devoted fund. Your gift helps build a place where more childhood firsts are possible.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. Carson Hocevar is suddenly spending a lot of time out front in NASCAR. 1 week after his breakthrough Cup victory at Talladega, the 23-year-old will start on the front row at Texas for the 2nd year in a row. He led the first 22 laps there last year. He's already been to victory lane at the 1.5-mile track this weekend, winning the Truck Series race Friday night, earned his 2nd career Cup pole Saturday. And here he goes. We'll see what happens. Joining us is Worldwide Technology Raceway's General Manager, Chris Blair. You know, I kind of like that kid, Carson. He's got some fans. He's got some people that don't like him. But I think he's a young, exciting talent. We'll see what happens.
I like him because I think he's someone who's going to be selling tickets for many, many years because he is building a fan base, and that's you need a good guy, you need a bad guy, and right now people are trying to figure out which line he is on, he's fantastic.
He really is. Yeah, NASCAR is fun. How would you summarize so far the NASCAR season? You've been enjoying it. It's been a lot of things happening in the background of the structure of the organization and the Michael Jordan lawsuit during the offseason, but here we are.
I tell you what, if you would have told me back in January that where we are currently with the season is where we are, I would have said no way. The domination, for the most part, of Tyler Reddick, he just come out of nowhere after a lousy season last year. Now he's the guy to beat. The struggles that a lot of the more popular established guys and teams are looking at. You don't have the big performances from Penske or Hendrick or any of those guys. Chase Elliott's the only Hendrick guy that's won this year. Kyle Larson winless so far this year. And then, young talent like Carson Hocevar. And this could be one of those years that we look back on, and this be the year that the script changed and it went into the whole new generation of driver with the Reddick and Hocevar and a lot of the others that are running up front. It's been a very, very interesting year, and like you said, even the management changes are going inside the world of NASCAR with the next generation, with Ben Kennedy leading that, stepping up into power. So it's definitely a year of change.
Right behind him in position number 2 is Daniel Suarez today, 0.0003 seconds behind his Spire Motorsports teammate. That is incredible how tight that can be when it comes to qualifying. Once upon a time, we were with Daniel Suarez in Fairmont City as he talked to a group of kids there and got them excited about what's possible in racing. That was a fun thing that you did along with NASCAR that day.
Yeah, and with Daniel, he's been very good with working with the Hispanic community and bringing new fans to the sport. But this is one of those years for him where he really has to step up and perform because he's had some challenges the last few years. So today is probably the highlight of the season so far for them, and it's at one of those tracks too where you don't really expect to see the great performance from that team. Everybody always looks at them as more of a super speedway team because of the drafting and getting lucky on things there. Texas is one of those tracks that if you can run good on those mile-and-a-half tri-oval tracks like Texas, it can kind of set the tone for the rest of your season. So, and Daniel has done well at the mile-and-a-half at Atlanta, and it's like he's coming into his own. So this might be one of those days that turns around not only his season, but it could shape the future of his career.
Worldwide Technology Raceway General Manager Chris Blair is with us, and you will have NASCAR coming September 13th with the Enjoy Illinois 300 and everything leading up to that. But you're about a month away from your IndyCar race, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. We've had some drivers testing at the track, and as soon as you get through the Indy 500, it's on. People are getting excited about coming here, Chris.
Well, I tell you, the month of May is really special this year for us. I always love the month of May because of the Indianapolis 500 and all the testing and qualifying, all the things that lead up to that race. And here we are with our event just being 2 weeks after the 500 when we come back on June 6th and 7th. It gets us hyped up. It also reminds us what we have coming. And I was actually just talking to Graham Rahal yesterday, and he's pretty optimistic with what his team can do. And there's been some changes there at the Speedway. He thinks there's going to be some great racing not only there, but at our racetrack as well. He's very happy with some of the packages. He said the cars are more balanced than they've ever been, which will equals that they can go places they don't normally go on the racetrack. And we're notorious for our side-by-side racing and multiple grooves. So if the cars are getting figured out and running a little bit better, then we may see some great, even better racing than what we've had at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Bommarito 500 weekend features a lot of different things, Chris. Just let us know what people have in store for that weekend as they look into buying tickets. There are a lot of different packages you can buy.
Yeah, there's some great packages. And, the fantastic part about this year's race, we've got a lot of traditional race fans in our area that love the Silver Crown Series. We're going to be running the Silver Crown cars on Sunday with IndyCar. In the past, they've always kind of been on the day before. But on that Sunday evening, you're going to get the Indy Next Series. You get the Silver Crown Series, which they're running 180 miles an hour on the straightaways, which we're the fastest track for that particular series. And then the NTT IndyCar Series with the 10th running of the Bommarito 500. And in addition to that, Saturday qualifying practice, things we have going on. We've got live music on the midway, lots of different packages. And probably our best package that we have is one where you can upgrade to the Gateway Garage IndyCar paddock experience. And you get to go down on the grid as the drivers are getting ready to strap into the cars. You'll walk behind the scenes when they're in there in the garage area getting everything ready. And it's really not that much of an upgrade. It's perfect for the first-time fan going out to the races to really get into the mix of what's happening there. The tickets start as low as just $60 for 3 full feature events, plus all the other activities that we have going on. So all they got to do is call the WWT Raceway ticket office or go online and visit us at www.raceway.com. And we've got some great packages, including the premium one, which is that Bommarito Turn 4 hospitality compound, which it's a party all day long leading up into the race.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I love that. I love sitting up in Turn 4, up in those red seats in the grandstand. I think that's the best spot. If you're not in one of those hospitality areas that you just talked about, it is going to be a phenomenal day. And I very much look forward to a night race because that means we get to see your pyro display even better and feel it on the backstretch.
It's one of those things. I've been a few years here now where I've snuck off in the middle of the race and run up into the grandstands to have a seat and watch the show. And it is absolutely magical under the lights to sit there and watch those cars and just the focus of everything and all the color and excitement taking place with IndyCar racing. So I encourage everybody, at least once in your lifetime, come over and see us and check out this show.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I partnered with you and Curtis and we started pursuing that NASCAR Cup race with you and telling fans about it and doing events and everything NASCAR was so exciting. But I love NASCAR, and I never dreamed that we'd have playoff race after playoff race. It's so cool to be part of the chase. But in my heart, what I knew growing up was IndyCar. And just the familiar sights and sounds of it get me going. They really do. There's something very special about it.
Yeah, you and me both. As a kid growing up, it was always the legends of the Indy 500. And that's one of the things. We were working on some commercials the other day. And just want to remind everybody, these are the guys you're watching at the Indianapolis 500, and they're coming back. It's their first time on an oval after the 500. So it is the best racers in the world and the fastest cars on the planet that turn left. And it's absolutely just an amazing experience, one that will make memories that'll last a lifetime for anyone. If you bring your kids out or your grandkids out to the races, it's just an incredible show.
Check it out. It is the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, and it is happening in about a month from now. You can go to www.raceway.com to get your tickets the weekend of June 6th and 7th. And Chris Blair, the general manager of Worldwide Technology Raceway, has been with us. We look forward to our next visit. Thank you, my friend.
All right, Tom. Take care.
Thank you. Sports on a Sunday Morning continues next hour with some big guests as well. Wray, sporting director for St. Louis City SC. They play today. They have a game day today at Austin. A game day today for the Cardinals, and Chaim Bloom will be with us to talk about the Cards and Dodgers. And at 11:45, it's Bernie Miklasz. Those are our 3 guests next hour. Don't go anywhere. Much more coming. Sports on a Sunday Morning right after this.
If you need a garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of your choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Enter now at overheaddoorstlouis.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorstlouis.com.
Looking for a great real estate agent? Someone who can help you sell your home fast and for top dollar? Go to ready.com, REDY.com. Because on Ready, agents will pay you just for the opportunity to sell your home. Yeah, on Ready, agents will pay you for your listing. Thousands of dollars up front just for a chance to sell your home. And it's easy. Just go to ready.com, enter your address, and when you want to sell. In just 48 hours, the best local agents are competing on Ready to be your agent with cash offers up front just to win your business. Hey, your listing is valuable. Don't give it away. Make those agents earn it. Get paid to pick your real estate agent. Go to ready.com or call 888-525-REDY. 888-525-READY.
Lombardo Homes is known for quality, luxury, and thoughtful design in some of the area's most desirable communities. This season, we're continuing a limited spring opportunity, offering select enhancements designed to elevate your home and your experience. From a finished basement recreation room to premium kitchen and cabinet upgrades, or flexible options like design credits or closing cost savings. These offers are available in select communities for a limited time. Visit lombardohomes.com or stop by a sales office today.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Stacey Lynn. Iran is proposing a deal to end the war, but President Trump isn't confident it will fly. CBS's Wendy Gillette reports.
Semi-official Iranian news outlets said a 14-point proposal was sent via Pakistan in response to a 9-point U.S. proposal.
If we left right now, it would take them 20 years to rebuild. But we're not leaving right now. We're going to do it so nobody has to go back in 2 years or 5 years.
The president said he would review the proposal, but he can't imagine it would be acceptable, adding they have not yet paid a big enough price for what they have done. A big sticking point in the war is control over the Strait of Hormuz, which is blocked right now, causing gas and oil prices to surge. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy told ABC.
When the strait opens up, those prices come down and Americans travel, and I think our economy is going to be set up for something that we haven't seen before in regard to American wealth and American opportunity.
Spirit Airlines is out of business. The company blames the soaring fuel costs, while Duffy said it's because of the Biden administration blocking a merger with JetBlue in 2024. With flights canceled, thousands of passengers were left stranded this weekend. WBZ TV reporter Paul Burton is at Logan Airport in Boston.
Some airlines are capping ticket prices and offering reduced fares on former high-volume Spirit routes for all passengers. Airlines have also created a microsite for Spirit employees to get preferential treatment for job opportunities.
The search is on for 2 American troops missing in Morocco. CBS's Chris Livesay is there.
We were in our tents yesterday evening when a base-wide head count was conducted. Helicopters were heard throughout the night as the search was underway. And this morning we observed more helicopters as well as planes and drones where the Sahara Desert meets the Atlantic Ocean.
The service members were taking part in military exercises. No foul play is suspected. At the Vatican today, Pope Leo celebrated World Press Freedom Day.
Ricordiamo I numerosi giornalisti e reporter.
But he said, unfortunately, this right is often violated. He acknowledged the many journalists and reporters who have been victims of wars and violence. If you took your kid to a Build-A-Bear recently, there's a recall you need to know about. About 36,000 of their heartwarming hugs, weighted plush bears are being recalled. The side pouch has a heart filled with ceramic beads. And inside, the zipper slider can actually detach, the company says, which could pose a major choking risk for children. This is CBS News.
Join Adriana Diaz and Kelly O'Grady for the perfect start to your weekend. Ease into your Saturday with CBS Saturday Morning on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
At 11:03, sunny sky in downtown St. Louis. It's 62 degrees. I'm Tom Ackerman, and these are the stories making news. Professor of Energy Diplomacy at Georgetown University, believes oil prices will come down rapidly, but right now there is no sign of that. Last week, it was the largest one-day jump in fuel prices since the ceasefire with Iran was announced.
I think we still have time in our emergency response. And remember, China also has huge strategic oil reserves, maybe 1.4 billion barrels. And again, Asia is really the first market affected. So the infrastructure of global energy security, I think it's working. We have the IEA, we have a big, robust strategic petroleum reserve. I do think we need to refill it when the conflict is over, so we'll always have it there. But we have it. We can go another round.
That is Matthew McManus, who tells CNN the Strait of Hormuz is closed and the price for a barrel of oil is only at $100. McManus adds the U.S. is now a net exporter of oil. In the 1970s, it was the opposite. Spirit Airlines does not fly out of St. Louis Lambert International. It discontinued service here in January as part of a move to reduce its operating fleet and focus on stronger markets. That obviously was not enough to prevent the budget airline from halting operations. CBS's Olivia Gazis reports the closing of Spirit comes as the Iran war has sent jet fuel prices surging.
The near doubling of fuel prices that led to Spirit's collapse is one of the starkest business losses of the Iran war so far. But the administration is pointing the finger elsewhere.
We had an airline go down because the markets were trying to allow two airlines to merge, make them stronger, and offer more competition for the American consumer.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy blamed Spirit Airlines' demise on the Biden administration for blocking a merger with JetBlue in 2024. The previous administration denied the deal over concerns it would remove a low-cost carrier and raise prices.
Illinois State Police say a man is dead after being hit by a semi on I-64 in O'Fallon. Troopers were called about a pedestrian walking in and out of westbound traffic near milepost 14 on I-64 around 6:30 Friday morning when the semi struck the pedestrian. St. Clair County coroner identified the man as 35-year-old Ethan D. Wood, whose last known address was in Glen Carbon. Officials say Wood died at the scene of the crash. Some road work, I-55 southbound past Merrimack Bottom Road. The left shoulder is closed there. They have cleared some debris, 55 southbound before Matomic, still dealing with some debris, 55 southbound at Imperial. On Main Street, right, 2 lanes closed in that location. Our weather today, we are going to see some wind gusts picking up here in the next few minutes, and we'll get up to 24 miles per hour with those. Otherwise, a sunny and windy day today with a high of 74 degrees. Tonight could see a little bit of rain here and there, a shower. Otherwise, for tomorrow, we do have some showers in the forecast intermittently. Otherwise, a high of 78 for Monday. Looks like a nice couple of days, at least the next 24 hours. Currently, it's 62 in Florissant, 61 in St. Peter's, sunny sky, 62 degrees downtown at the Arch at 11:06.
From KMOX Sports, this is the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning. Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs. Now from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Go-to pitch to Walker is hit hard to left field, and that's over the head of Hernandez, and it's over the wall. A big fly for Jordan Walker on an 0-2 pitch. Home run number 10, RBIs 26 and 27, and the Cardinals lead 3-0.
What a time yesterday for the Cardinals. They won it 3-2 over the Dodgers, and they take game 2 of this 3-game series. They've won the first 2 games, and they go for the sweep this afternoon at 1:15. And great timing. After that home run by Walker, one of the men responsible for turning him around, Cardinals hitting coach Brant Brown with our radio crew.
Welcome back to Busch Stadium. We go to the top of the 4th inning, a 3-run bottom of the 3rd inning for the Cardinals, 4 extra base hits. We're so happy about that. We're going to have Brant Brown, the hitting coach, on with us this half inning. Brant, good to have you with us.
Good to be here, guys. Yeah, it was a nice, good inning for our offense in the bottom half of the 3rd.
We knew you'd make us happy, Brownie. I appreciate that. It's Will Smith leading things off. It'll be the middle of the order for the Dodgers. Smith, Tucker, and Hernandez. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Cardinals. No runs on 3 hits for L.A., and the Cardinals just seem to get the Suzuki there in that 3rd.
This will be a good shutdown inning from McGreevy. Will Smith has really good eyes, but he likes to chase up and closer because he always looking closer.
Next delivery is a little bit outside. Thought we might see a challenge there. He was able to get Smith to hit into a double play, and McGreevy does a good job of keeping the ball off that barrel with that late movement.
Hunts for weak contact. God bless him.
Not easy to do, is it?
No.
1-1 pitch is a called strike. So the swing pitch goes his way.
It's important for, we always talk about that, like what do pitchers want to do? They try to get strike one and nibble. They try to get to strike two quickly and nibble.
Mm-hmm. And every pitcher is a different animal, that's for sure. The 1-2 pitch is a sweeper outside, 2-2.
Chase pitch, see if he'd offer.
But the sweeper has become such a prominent pitch in, last 5 years, Brownie?
Yeah, it's basically a sideways curveball, and sometimes it varies, but they try to mask it as their primary, like a slider or curveball, but it just sweeps off the plate.
Here comes the 2-2. Does he repeat with it? He does, and misses outside.
He has really good eyes on the outer half, man. Like, it's tough to get him to chase out there.
Cardinals have been able to handle so far, some tough hitters in this Dodgers lineup.
We would just like him to be dormant for a couple more games.
That's right. There's a ground ball foul. We were saying earlier, Brownie, they just go ahead and take it out on the Cubs or the Pirates or the Reds or whatever.
Whoever they have next, just let them have it.
It's all good. It's all good. What a great start for this Cardinals offense, talking about the power of the Cardinals as McGreevy goes into the windup, the 3-2 delivery, and that one's fouled off of the mask of Herrera, I believe. But the Cardinals trailing only the Dodgers and the Yankees with home runs. I'm not sure I saw that coming. Did you see that coming, Brownie?
We talked about it in spring training. I tried to fill him full of confidence and said that we could actually do both. I think we could hit and we can slug if we're just trying to do it the right way.
Boy, the slug has been terrific, and it's a game changer, as we just saw in the bottom of the third. 3-2 pitch is a little bit high, and a leadoff walk. That's the second walk, and that's a rare thing for McGreevy.
See if we can get Tucker to roll into a two-play here.
He grounded out to short his first time, and exactly as we were talking about McGreevy staying off the barrel, he had that late movement in on Tucker and got him to hit it to Mason Wynn, and Mason's just to the left of the second base bag right now, and that would do just fine.
Tucker's got a little flatter bat path, so things coming into him might be tougher.
Moved to first and back safely. Just a show-me move to Will Smith, who does not have a stolen base, but McGreevy loves to throw to first base.
They're allowing the Dodgers to wear the blue tops now. I kind of like them.
Did you have those?
Only in spring training.
Oh, yeah. First pitch to Tucker is outside. So we share that in common, having worn the Dodger blue at one point in our lives. And like the Cardinals, I would say a pretty classy organization.
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of things right. You know, obviously they have a higher payroll. They can pay for players, but you still got to go out and do it. That's an out. Popped him up.
It's going to be an out. Walker says, I've got it, and he does. And speaking of Walker, how about the confidence of Jordan Walker and the way he's hitting with two strikes? His home run over the bleachers on an 0-2 pitch.
Well, you want to hear a nice little backstory here. So he kind of lost the feel of what he had, you know, that first week. And we were trying to get him just to start with a little wider base. Just didn't feel good. He thought the strike zone was all over the place. It was too tall. And he was a little wider at the beginning. So yesterday we finally came to an agreement that he would start just a tick wider so we could look down over the baseball, and it worked.
boy, did it ever. Boy, did it ever. There's the pitch low, and it's Teoscar Hernandez at the plate now. There's a runner at first base, one out. Dodgers batting in the top of the fourth inning, and Brant Brownie, the hitting coach for the Cardinals, is joining us, and we appreciate you doing that in the midst of the competition and the tenseness of a big league ball game.
No problem. Teoscar's got a little bit of chase, but he's also got some strength, man. Like, he'll chase, and all of a sudden you'll leave something over the plate, and we're hoping he doesn't do it here.
Seems like one of those guys that might be trying to lull you to sleep.
Well, he's bored at the plate. That's not a bad thing for a hitter.
And there's a ground ball right side, and it's handled by Weatherholt. The play to second for one, on to first.
Got him.
Double play. Hey, Brownie, how about that?
Love it, just like we called for it.
Just like we called for it. And Brownie, thank you for joining us. We know you got to go back to work right now, get some more runs, but we do appreciate the visit.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right, so the Cardinals get a double play to end the top of the fourth. St. Louis 3, Dodgers nothing.
All right, I think that's cool that they've been doing that on the radio side. We've been having some of the coaches join Ricky Horton for the broadcast, and that happened yesterday in the fourth inning. Hitting coach Brant Brown, kind enough to join our radio crew for part of the game yesterday. Some good insight on not only the Cardinals hitters, but I thought the Dodgers hitters too. It's just a lot of fun to experience an inning with somebody who is in the dugout and working just like that. That's pretty fun. As for the Cardinals today, they'll be taking on the Dodgers at 1:15. We will have the game for you here on KMOX with a 12:20 pregame. The Cardinals host today is Scott Warman. Look at this. Jordan Walker is third in the batting order today. They have put him third in the order. Weatherholt, Herrera, Walker, Burleson. Wynn hitting fifth. Fermin is in left field, batting sixth. Church in center field, seventh. Pajes behind the plate, eighth. And Urias is the third baseman, batting ninth against the Dodgers this afternoon. When we come back, it's sporting director for St. Louis City SC, Corey Wray. They play today. They're at Austin. We will have that, and the broadcast is on Y98 for that one. Corey Wray is on KMOX, then Chaim Bloom, then Bernie Miklasz. Sports on a Sunday morning from the Stiefel Sports Studio.
Bringing a data center online takes more than equipment. It takes precision. Graybar helps customers predict, stage, schedule, deliver, and verify every step of the build with critical products that are available now. From networking and wireless to critical power and testing tools, our teams help you reduce downtime risk and keep projects on track. Speed, scale, ready now. Yep. Graybar does that.
Hey guys, are you dealing with low energy, weight gain, or issues in the bedroom? Well, Game Day Men's Health is the premier men's health clinic in the St. Louis area with locations in Chesterfield and O'Fallon, Missouri. They specialize in low testosterone and sexual health, but they also help men and women with medical weight loss, vitamins, and peptides. They offer free consultations and testosterone tests with results in about 20 minutes. So get in, get answers, and get back to the top of your game with Game Day Men's Health. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
No pain, don't Rhino. Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stiefel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
And here comes Corey Wray, sporting director for St. Louis City SC, as City has a match today. They are going to be on the road at Austin. That one gets going at 4:30 Central Time from Q2 Stadium down in Austin, Texas. And Corey joins us now. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me, as always.
Yeah, I bet you're all excited about what's been happening with the U.S. Open Cup, first and foremost, because you told me you want to get one of those trophies in the case and win a trophy for this franchise. You're off to a very nice start there.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered. That's definitely on track for what we're trying to do in terms of objectives. Got a big win against Chicago Fire, which I think was the first time we've done that, and first time in the quarterfinals of the competition. So we are pretty happy with where we're at on that side of things, and looking forward to the next match against Houston.
I mean, we're always looking for storylines, and because we like to tell stories of teams and of players, and the story of Edward Leuven is one right now that has to be very heartwarming for him, for your franchise, and for the fans. Not only the fact that he received that thunderous ovation in his home return, but the fact that he was a big contributor up in Chicago this past week.
Yeah, again, for the situation he's been through, obviously for the challenges over the last couple of years, we're so thrilled for him. Obviously finding a piece of joy in doing something he loves is really important as well. But, you know, for us from a player standpoint, he's a quality player, and he definitely helps us in many areas of the pitch. So we're really happy he's back, you know, despite all the challenges he's been through. And we can't wait to push him more and have him, you know, contribute as much as possible.
Does your depth get tested this time of year when you're playing all of these matches so close together?
It can. I think it's also an opportunity for the coach to give other players a chance when we rotate. And you saw some guys come off the bench in Chicago and contribute. And I think that type of competition is really important for a good squad. So I think overall it's not easy to just, you know, switch the team after, you know, a weekend loss or something. But when you do have these midweeks, it's really good to see different guys and how they come in and what they can do. And I think it gives Johan a really good opportunity to start to look at, you know, different ways that we can affect the game. So really happy with those guys and what they brought in the Wednesday game, and hopefully see some more this afternoon.
Austin has always historically been very good at home. How good are they this year? I go back to actually the first win for City was at Austin. That was a stunner. They went in there and got them when they first came into existence.
Yeah, look, they have a few things that works for them. They always have a great crowd. Typically, it's quite hot here, so it makes it very difficult. And they've always had a good team. So I think we expect a good crowd today. It's not super hot, so that gives us a little bit of a positive hope in that sense. But they still have a very strong squad. I just don't think they've been able to put it together. So we're looking at, you know, managing the group of individuals that they have, and hopefully we can get out of here with our, you know, second road win of the week in a row.
What's been your evaluation of Sergio Cordova? And I understand his loan is set to expire June 30th. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. We have an option on that. Look, we've been pretty happy, obviously, when he gets a goal. We'd like to try to find a way to get more out of him. Johan's moved him in a couple different spots to try to give him opportunities while also emphasizing the rest of the squad. So I think in general, we've been happy with what he's been able to bring. Certainly off the field, he's a top pro. And I think he's just getting into the swing of things, given, you know, the challenge of missing a preseason with us and getting to know his teammates. But we've been pretty happy overall with what he brings in training every day. And we're hoping to push him a little bit more in those match objectives. But in general, pretty happy that he's been able to at least help the squad when he can.
How are things going with City 2? As I saw, they just played Minnesota on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, unfortunately lost in penalty kicks, but as far as the regulation time, they are undefeated. And as part of the reconstruction of this group, when I arrived, it's very important that we have a really healthy pathway. And so that team had really only one player returned from last year. So I know a lot of focus goes on the first team and recruitment, but the guys underneath that we've brought in have really done a great job, and we're going to look to see how we can incorporate them as much as possible in the first team training and that secondary preseason we have coming up. And you might see some guys pushing through that group probably sooner rather than later and see what they can do as well. But a healthy pathway is crucial for a competitive club, and we're really happy with the work they've done.
Yeah, City 2 extended their unbeaten streak to 9 matches with that draw yesterday, and on May 9th, they'll be back at Energizer Park. City 2 will take on Houston Dynamo 2 in a Western Conference matchup, 4 p.m. Central Time. If you ever want to take in some soccer and snag a ticket, City 2 is a good way to do that. Corey Wray, sporting director for City, is with us. Just on that, I did have this sent to me where I saw that Major League Soccer and KKR, a global investment firm, announced an investment. This was on the MLS website, if I'm not mistaken, to accelerate the growth of MLS Next Pro. What is your view of that and the investment that is going into professional soccer in this country right now?
Yeah, obviously it's exciting for those that are part of the minor league setup. I think something similar had been done in baseball. The goal of that is to really bring the game to different communities that maybe don't have a professional team, while allowing the Major League Soccer teams to continue to invest on the soccer side. As it stands, that's really open to each team to decide, and I think it's important to note that St. Louis City really enjoys having their second team in St. Louis. And so while each team has a choice, we're not in a position at this point to even think about moving our group or doing anything like that. So we're very happy with the fan support. We love that they get to train every day in our amazing facilities. So what it does do for the other groups that maybe don't have that fan support in the city is give them an option to maybe expand. And we're really happy about the growth of that league, and those independent teams as well are great for our guys to play against week in and week out.
Could you give us an overview, just the organizational structure of City right now as you continue to branch out into youth soccer in this area? Your academy, I know, is going strong. I know you're continuing to keep an eye on all of that, Corey.
Yeah, so we've had the different kind of groups, the first team, the academy, the second team. My goal is to really bring that more aligned with, everything we're doing from a methodology standpoint, from the coaching side to our recruitment side, to our, usage of data and analytics underneath to benchmark players and show them what it takes to get to the first team. And so, well, yes, you see a game every week and you're crying out for results, and I'm with you on that. We're doing a ton of work underneath that should yield some positive benefits year after year, and I think that's some things that the fans maybe don't see every day, but we are working tirelessly to bring it all together. So a healthy pathway, as I mentioned, is super important for a winning franchise, and we're working on both the first team and the pathway at the same time, and it is a lot of work, but I think moving forward, the fans will start to see the benefits of that with more homegrown players, more second-team guys, more competitive opportunities week in and week out. And that's something that when it's done, it will be, probably a really proud moment for ownership and specifically for myself to show off. But pathway development, all those things do take time. I'm sure it's no different than in hockey and baseball and other sports. It does take a little bit of a cycle to get the results you want out of that.
Yeah, it is amazing when you tap into a passionate sport, and St. Louis has 3 that jump out right away: baseball and hockey and soccer. Although basketball and football, they could argue they've got some big players that have come out, especially the 3rd pick in the NFL draft recently. But I mean in terms of just teams, an organization like the Blues, which has grown its hockey. Youth hockey has exploded in this area. We all know the passion of soccer in the St. Louis area, and City recognized that right away, and as Corey just said, continues to grow it. We wish you the best today at Austin. Let's see if you can go get one on the road and come back with big smiles after what you've been doing in the U.S. Open Cup. We appreciate it, Corey.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Thank you. Good to have the sporting director for St. Louis City SC, Corey Wray, with us on KMOX. When we come back, Chaim Bloom, boy, I know he's happy right now. The Cardinals have won 6 in a row. They have a chance to sweep the Dodgers this afternoon. The Cardinals president of baseball operations is with us next on KMOX. You want to talk about Chesterfield Fence and Deck right now? I can do that right now. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have, the very best. Chesterfield Fence and Deck. They have fences, decks, patios, sunrooms, pergolas. They have screen rooms. They have sunrooms. They're the number one when it comes to all of that. If you're thinking about the very best, the sign you have the very best, think of Chesterfield Fence and Deck. 58 years in business, going back to 1968. They use their own professionally trained crews, trucks and tools, operate out of 2 distribution warehouses and a large showroom. They have a massive, massive team. They are Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Free in-home estimates at no obligation, and the finest products and warranties in the business. The Better Business Bureau gave them an A+ rating. They are Chesterfield Fence and Deck. In fact, they're a BBB Torch Award winner. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, mention me, Tom Ackerman. You'll receive 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
The thing that you need in the morning, when you first wake up.
Total Information AM.
I like to be informed with the news and like to know, like in the mornings, I like to know what's going on.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
It's always smart to know what's going on.
Your morning news and information.
The national and local news.
Weather.
Sports.
I like the traffic reports.
Total Information AM.
I listen to it in the mornings, so it really gets me going.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. When you go to the Audiology Center, you'll see a doctor of audiology. And with us right now, Dr. Colleen Bosler. Dr. Bosler, what are some of the signs of hearing loss?
Well, it's a number of things. Sometimes loved ones notice a person asking others to repeat themselves, or the television is too loud. What people tend to notice first with hearing loss is the loss of clarity. They can hear people talking, but they cannot always understand what's being said. That's because the hearing loss can cause you to miss certain consonant sounds, and those consonant sounds give us the detail to the word. A hearing aid can help bring back those details and give you a sense of clarity that you're missing.
Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center with 3 locations in the greater St. Louis area. Call for an appointment, 636-441-7470. Online, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When you're learning something new, experience matters. At Lifestyles Unlimited, we've spent over 30 years teaching people how real estate investing works and how to build income with a clear, step-by-step strategy. Our program is designed to help you learn what to do, why it works, and how to take action at your own pace. Join today for just $297, a 60% savings off the regular price. Text radio to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
Get inside your Redbirds in the 2026 season every Tuesday at noon. It's All Access with Cardinals manager Ollie Marmol on your voice of the Cardinals, KMOX.
There's a ground ball right side, and it's handled by Weatherholt. The play to second for one, on to first.
Got him.
Double play. Hey, Brownie, how about that?
Love it, just like we called for it.
Absolutely, that's what you want, a double play. The Cardinals were turning them all over the place yesterday against the Dodgers and ended up winning the game 3-2 over L.A. They take the first 2 in this series, and joining us is the Cardinals president of baseball operations, Chaim Bloom, on this beautiful Sunday. How are you, Chaim?
I'm doing well. It really is gorgeous out today.
Yeah, it's a great day to catch a ball game. It's 11:32 a.m. You've got a 1:15 start. I'll tell you, I got a young shortstop here in studio, Phil Ross, who wants to say hello. He's 10 years old, and this guy knows some ball, Chaim. I'd give him 11 years. When he's out of college, you'll probably be hiring him.
All right, sounds good. Hi, Phil. How are you?
Good.
Good.
He's had a really good time. You should hear him break down this team. He did that in the first segment today. He knows some ball. And that right there, 2 of the faces of your franchise turning a double play. The Cardinals have some players right now who are gaining some great experience, even better when you're winning these games. But what an opportunity for them, first and foremost, to play a very good Dodgers team in the middle of this winning streak, Chaim.
No doubt. And, you described it perfectly as a couple fun nights here at Busch, and good to see those guys get the chance to, go up against back-to-back defending champions and kind of measure themselves up. We know it's a long season, but just fun to have that test and to be able to show out like that. Pretty cool.
And that opportunity for Michael McGreevy. I want to talk about him first. What did you see in him yesterday? And maybe not his best stuff, but able to grind his way through it.
No, but he's a competitor. That's one of the things that stood out, just getting to know him. I mean, first of all, you guys know him and you see it, you hear it. When he's not on the mound, he's just an incredible guy, personable, thoughtful, considerate. He gets on the mound and he will just compete, and he wants to beat you, and he puts in the work and he prepares to be able to do that, and then to go out there and execute. It's fun to watch because you know the work that went into it and the attention to detail and the planning that goes into trying to take on a lineup like that. And, you're hoping the execution's there and the results are there. So it's really great to see that come together for him last night.
And for the Cardinals bullpen, how do you view it, Chaim? Because they're going to have some ups and downs. They've been walking people, but I certainly feel like you're starting to see the Cardinals just have them figure out a way to get out of it. I mean, you can't keep rescuing them. You got to let them bail themselves out, it feels like.
Yeah, look, we know there's going to be ups and downs with this, and obviously that applies to our whole team. Certainly applies to the bullpen. With some exceptions, it's a relatively inexperienced group out there, and even with some of the folks who have experience under them, they're always trying to get better and change and adapt and take it to the next level. And not that you're ever content with waiting for it, but it is a process. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and that's part of what happens, especially over the course of the first part of the season, where you're kind of sorting through it. Guys are some get out of the gate hot, some get out of the gate slowly, and it all finds its level. And we hope to help everybody find their level by the end. And I think we're seeing that. You're seeing some guys who maybe you look at someone like Graceffo, who wasn't even a part of this when we broke, and he's started to emerge and he's gaining confidence. And again, to say that the ERA is going to be the whole way what it is right now. It may not, but you see him starting to figure some things out, starting to have more confidence, starting to attack hitters better. He's put in some work on that changeup, and he's gaining more confidence in throwing it. And that's what you hope to see at this point in the season, just that growth from outing to outing.
Your growth in Jordan Walker is a remarkable one. And as you said to me multiple times, nobody saw this coming. Now, he goes through his first little slump in terms of power, and he gets right back at it yesterday with a home run to reach his 10th. It has been a remarkable month plus for Jordan Walker.
Yeah, and very cool. And, we've been saying it from the beginning. Obviously, again, to tell you we saw this coming, I don't believe anybody who says that. But what we did see was incredible work quality, and we saw that through the slump, and you just, figure out how to get back to where you need to be. And even just having that point to anchor to is so valuable for a young player. And the great thing about it is, now that he has reaped some early benefits of that work, he knows what he needs to do. So it is all about that daily work and keeping your head down, not being, satisfied, not ever resting on your laurels. And, frankly, we could talk about this for hours, but that's something I think our whole organization, everybody, whether you're in or out of uniform, has to do. And Jordan's doing it, and it's fun to see him get back on track. Again, we know it's a long season. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. It's a question of, what are you doing behind the scenes? What's your process to be as good as you can be? And how quickly can you get back to baseline when things do get off kilter? So great to see him be able to do that.
Hunter Dobbins recently started a game for you as you debuted your 6th starter out there. Dobbins looked fine for a while, then just couldn't find his release point, it seemed like. Just could not get the ball over the plate the way he wanted.
Yeah, once he was working out of the stretch, it kind of abandoned him for a little bit. So that's obviously something we need to tackle and we need to work on with him, because out of the windup, he was brilliant. I mean, obviously he knows what he's doing out there. He's got some savvy. He, like we were talking about Michael, he's a competitor, and he was able to bring that. Just kind of got lost a little bit once there were runners on and he was working out of the stretch. So, that's something that we will address, and we can address it between starts and work with him on it. Sorry about the background noise. I'm in the tunnel here in Bush. I got Fredbird on a golf cart making a 3-point turn here in the tunnel.
I can't even hear
I'm not
it.
even joking.
I can't
That
even
is
hear
what's
it.
happening.
Do you have AirPods
but,
in? Because I can't hear it. It's blocking it out.
No, I don't. I don't. I got the phone, but looks like he got oriented in the right direction and he's off and running, so we can resume the answer. But yeah, so we will address that. It gives us something to work on. But he kind of showcased everything that we like about him, and was able to make that adjustment in the fourth inning to get out of that inning, get that ground ball from Griffin, limit the damage there. So showed a lot of what we like and some things to work on, and we know he's going to keep helping us as the season goes on.
How's Quinn Matthews doing? I note that yesterday went 5 innings, gave up a run on 2 hits, walked 3, struck out 7. That seems like a good line for him. Is it? And is this trending in the right direction for Quinn?
I do think it's trending in the right direction. I actually was watching that game on TV in my office yesterday before the game. I was actually in Memphis earlier this week, but my trip there did not overlap with Quinn's day, so I got to watch him on TV. And I do think it's arrow up for him right now. There's still plenty to work on, but yesterday was really nice growth to get through 5, and even in that 5th inning, kind of get into a jam, a little bit of his own making with a couple walks and pitch his way out of it. The Arsenal's in a really good place right now, and I think he's starting to execute better, and he's also, I think, starting to be able to really post game better. What I mean by that is, after the outings, the conversations that the staff has with him, that you can have with him, are just more mature and more veteran as he gets some things under him and starts to figure out some stuff. So, there's plenty still to work on and plenty to work on sharpening the saw, but he's in a good place, and I think we like how he's trending.
Do you like your starting pitching depth right now? Well, you like it, but I mean, is your starting pitching depth, can you go dip in and see somebody of Matthews' ilk making it up here at some point this season? Beyond Dobbins, where do you see it right now, starting pitching-wise?
Yeah, well, I think, like we talked about, I think Quinn is coming. He's on his way, but there's still some things to work on there, and we want to get a good head of steam under him. Obviously, it's funny. You think back to my first year here in 2024, him just blowing through every level of minor leagues. I think at that time you would have thought this would go quicker, and it just goes to show sometimes, it's good to sometimes run into those walls in the minor leagues. Have to learn a little bit more about yourself, about your craft, the maturity that he's showing. Again, like I said, just in conversation, just how he thinks about what he's doing, it's night and day from when I started in the organization, and that's part of the process. So I think, he has a chance to really be a part of this eventually. I don't know if we're there just yet, but certainly trending in the right direction. But there's some other guys there. You need to talk about some veterans. Obviously, we started the year with Jared Schuster in that rotation, and he's up again here now helping us out of the bullpen. We brought in Bruce Zimmerman, who's done a wonderful job. He's a veteran who really knows how to pitch. Tough to see Fitz go down earlier in the season because he, along with Hunter, left camp in a position to really help us. But I think as we go through this, we're going to have more options emerge. Obviously, you never feel like you have enough. And it's always something we keep an eye on, and you're never content. But I do think, especially considering that injury that we were working through, that we're pointed in a good direction, and that we've got some guys who have a chance to help us over the course of the summer.
I was looking at Zimmerman's numbers just this morning. He pitched 5 1/3 scoreless and went to 3-0. Didn't walk anyone, struck out 7. Pretty strong stuff. I always probably should get your update on this every week, but maybe every other week. Lars Nootbaar, how's he coming along?
Coming along well. He actually probably just had his best week, since this whole thing started. He is getting close to a rehab assignment, not this coming week, but hopefully the week after that. We'll get him out there in a game progression. Obviously, did not have a spring training, so we are not going to shortcut that game progression, but that should put him on track, hopefully, to rejoin us in a few weeks. And everything's trending well. We obviously adjust day by day, just depending on everything's going, how he's doing. But he's in a good spot. He's pretty much doing everything on the field that you would want to see someone to take into a game. So one more week of this progression, and you'll see him in a box score.
Good to hear. Chaim Bloom with us, Cardinals president of baseball operations. They've won 6 in a row. They have a chance to sweep the Dodgers, and actually, after today, if they do that, they'd have a better record than the Dodgers. It's been a heck of a start to the season for your baseball team. We appreciate it. We wish you good luck today.
You bet. Thank you. It's one day at a time. We've talked about it a lot. just like we were talking about with Jordan, it's not just about people in uniform. It's about people out of uniform. We got to keep our head down, keep working. It's great. It's great where we are. But if that record were flipped, if we were 7 games under, all those things that we'd be looking and say, we got to work on this, we got to work on that behind the scenes, we have to do that. We have to do that every day. We want that W at the end of every day, but even if we get it, we cannot ever be satisfied. It's really important that we all take that approach to what we do. That's where the good results will come from. So that's the mindset we're going to take each and every day in this organization.
It's a good way to look at it. Chaim Bloom is with us. Thank you for the visit, and all the best to you.
You bet. Thank you.
Back in a moment, we're going to visit with Bernie Miklasz, the Cardinals and the Dodgers today at 1:15 on KMOX. Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, and we are discussing esophageal cancer with Dr. Raymond Jin.
We're starting a program here in the upper GI space called PREVENT. That's the acronym, and it's really aimed at trying to detect these cancers early and even to kind of, reverse them and understand kind of the science behind why they form.
Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, visit siteman.washu.edu.
On Saturday, May 16th, join KMOX and Grassroots Redeeming Love in commemorating 1 year since the historic EF3 tornado that devastated North St. Louis with a short morning of service. Volunteers will meet in the Kingsway East neighborhood from 9 to 11 to help clear tree limbs and trash. If interested in RSVPing for the cleanup or interested in donating to the effort, go to KMOX.com/events for more information.
Circa Sports, sports betting the way it should be. Tom Ackerman for Circa Sports, and as we get through this great spring with all the playoffs going on, NBA, Stanley Cup playoffs, baseball is in full swing, there's golf, there's racing, there's so much happening. From all of it, baseball to basketball to hockey, Circa Sports is the one that has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting. It's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, player-friendly pricing, and this is my favorite thing about it, exceptional customer service. Some of these apps are so difficult to use and complicated. Not Circa Sports. Download the Circa Sports app. It is so user-friendly. Anybody could have some fun with it, whether you're looking for playoff futures, props on your favorite players, and much more. Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Circa Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
If you own a small business, the pressure never lets up. Something's always coming at you. That's why business owners turn to LendSeek for funding.
I don't need promises. I need options. LendSeek's AI platform showed me real funding choices. Now I can cover payroll, handle taxes, and go after growth opportunities without the daily stress.
Up to $5 million with funding in as fast as 24 hours. No upfront costs. No prepayment penalties. Start ready, stay ready. LendSeek.com. LendSeek.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Celebrate Cinco de Mayo with Easy Cater, the best way to order great food from favorite restaurants for all your festivities. From April 27th through May 5th, every order placed earns you 1,000 bonus rewards points. From traditional favorites like enchiladas and mole to festive options like a build-your-own taco bar, even breakfast. Chilaquiles, anyone? Easy Cater makes food for Cinco de Mayo a cinch. Order now at EasyCater.com and get 1,000 bonus points on every order with promo code Cinco de Mayo 26. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Looking for reliable HVAC service in St. Louis? The team at Air Comfort Service handles all your heating, cooling, installation, and residential maintenance needs. Visit aircomfortservice.com or call 314-819-0028 today.
Now, back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning on 104.1 KMOX. From the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, here is Tom Ackerman.
Hey, we're joined by Bernie Miklasz, Missouri Sports Hall of Famer Bernie Miklasz, one of the greatest this town has ever had in terms of columnists, hosts, and joins us on KMOX's Sports on a Sunday morning. We love every second of it. How are you, Bernie?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for your kind words, my friend.
You know, I'm fired up right now. I love the Kentucky Derby. I thought that was awesome. Then I flip over and the Cardinals are putting it on the Dodgers. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, I mean, this is turning out to be just an incredible season so far. You always got to say so far because it's such a long season, but the more and more and more they go at it, the more I believe that we're not seeing anything fluky here. I heard your conversation with Chaim. Of course, the bullpen is interesting because on the surface level, the bullpen, has had some bad times, some hard times. But you know what's interesting about that? I do think, and I know you agree with this, I do think the bullpen's going to get better because I think a couple of guys that have been kind of up and down all over the place, I think there's legitimate reasons to think they'll improve. But you know what's remarkable about this, Tom? And I really do, this cannot be stressed enough. Despite the turmoil in the bullpen, the Cardinals have not lost a game. They've only lost one game this season where they had the lead through 6 innings. They're like, when they've had a lead through 6, they're 16-1. When they've had a lead through 8, it's 15-0. So my point is, the bullpen, the fact that the bullpen gets blown up too often, it hasn't cost them. It's cost them one win in the standings. So when you look at it that way, they've been very fortunate. They've bought some time to kind of improve that group because so far, as ugly as it gets sometimes, it really hasn't hurt them. And I'll throw another one at you. The starting rotation, we all know about their limitations with strikeouts and all that. But since the 18th of April, the starters as a group have a 3.72 ERA. That's the last 14 games. That's 10th best in the majors over that time. So that group is doing better. And I find that interesting too. So we see some improvement there. And then the offense, I don't know what to say. I mean, I know they play small ball very well, but they're averaging 1.33 homers per game. That's tied for 4th in the majors. And I tell you what, Tom, if they sustain that or they maintain that, this would be their best home run season in terms of homers per game since 2016. They're hitting more home runs per game than the 2022 Cardinals did that had Arenado, Goldschmidt, and Pujols.
That's crazy, man.
It's nuts, right?
It's absolutely nuts. And I'm laughing because I had a bet with a listener that he said no one on this team will hit 20 home runs. And I said, I'll bet you right now a chocolate banana malted at Crown Candy that they'll have at least one. But I'll take that all day long.
And I'm not. My goal here is not to be obstinate, but even if they didn't have one guy that hits 20 home runs, what about if they have a bunch of guys who hit 15? Isn't that better?
It is actually. It works for me.
Right?
The Yankees have 53 home runs, the Braves 48, Dodgers 45, and Cardinals and Reds tied for 4th with 44 home runs apiece. It really has been a fun start to the season. Did you make anything of Walker batting 3rd now ahead of Burleson?
No, well, I mean, that's interesting. I think that whatever Ollie Marmol's deciding to do with Jordan Walker, because Jordan Walker is strong in every area in terms of batting average, on-base percentage, slugging, and his contact quality this year is just absolutely ridiculous, and I mean that in the best possible sense. So wherever you put him, as long as he continues to focus on the things he needs to do to be successful. And he has showed a lot of discipline with that. As you and Chaim were talking about, he went through that one lull after the big hot streak. He went through a lull, but he figured out, okay, all right, I know what I have to do. We'll clean this up. And he has, and that was a great sign. So I say, as long as you're hitting him in the top 5 somewhere, hit him anywhere. I don't care. But although they're so great with Weatherholt and Herrera 1-2, so I guess it does come down to a 3 or 4 decision. But Walker's unbelievable. He really is. The previous 2 seasons, 11 home runs and 527 at bats. That's an average home run he hits a home run the previous 2 seasons every 48 at bats. This year, he's got 10 homers and 124 at bats. He's hitting a homer every 12.4 at bats. How's that for improvement?
I know, it's incredible. It really is something that you get to see Jordan Walker in the first inning. If you're lefty, Justin Robleski, and it could be as simple as that it's a lefty, but you can't get through that first inning without seeing Jordan Walker, who's one of the hottest bats on the planet right now. Pretty cool.
Yeah, and by the way, can I bring up something that's a little bit in the past, but not much? Remember all of everyone, to use the term that you and I always use when we text each other, like, you're going bananas. Remember when everyone was going absolutely bananas when Ollie Marmol decided, because Mason Wynn had a tight back, because Alec Burleson had a calf that was kind of biting at him a little bit, and because Jordan Walker was just flat out tuckered. So remember, it was the end of the world as we know it when Marmol rested those 3 guys, in the final game in the Miami series. That was the end of the season and all that, whatever. These guys, their numbers, since they got that 2-for-1, right?
Yeah.
Their numbers are absolutely phenomenal since that time, since that rest day, the 2 days. But by keeping them out of that game and getting that extra rest, since that happened, the combined for these 3 guys, 311 batting average, 387 on base percentage, and a 481 slug. So I guess it wasn't the end of the world as we know it, huh?
No, definitely not. Cardinals have outscored opponents 40-22 during this season high 6-game win streak. And just to wrap on this, because this question did come up among our comments from Dave, who said if they continue to win for the next few months, does it force Chaim to adjust his short-term, long-term timelines? And I appreciate the question, no doubt about it, but the plan is the plan. And you could hear it in Chaim, his last comment to me in that interview. He said, if we're 7 games under 500, we're doing the same thing. This is the plan. The plan is in place.
I do not expect I'm totally good with Chaim Bloom's plan and strategy in putting the long term ahead of the short term. I really am. As a philosophy, they set out to do something and they have to do it. And just barely squeaking into the playoffs and not staying in the playoffs, whatever. I mean, that's okay. But I think they want, when they get back to the playoffs, I think they want to have a really, really strong team that can make a run. The only thing I would hope, because you don't have to overpay for relievers. You don't have to do something where you're like, wow, that's a lot to give up for this guy. I would hope that if they need a reliever, and we're not talking about a superstar that makes a lot of money, but if they need a reliever just to maybe help them out in the 6th, 7th inning, I would hope that if there's a way to do that without selling off the farm or even pieces on the farm, I would hope that he would give that strong consideration.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch this whole thing develop, and each day is a new adventure. It really has been that way. Bernie Miklasz with us, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin dealer, as well as Stewart's American Mortgage all week long. We talked to you on the Gas House Gang, Rush Hour, Dave Glover Show, sports on a Sunday morning. It's great to have you, man.
Listen, you have a pleasant, everybody listening to us in KMOX or watching us, everybody have a wonderful Sunday, beautiful day outside. And the baseball is good.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a great day on KMOX after this.
Spring is here. Hi, this is Tim Gamma.
And I'm Tom Gamma.
When it comes to tree care, call the name you can trust. Gamma Tree Experts, founded by our dad, Frank Gamma, in 1954.
Frank will be 91 this year, and the third generation of Gammas have joined the business.
Call our team of certified arborists to inspect your trees and shrubs today. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. Now in our 72nd year.
For pruning, fertilization, and removal, call Gamma Tree Experts today or visit us at gammatree.com.
Your trees deserve the best care.
Hey, it's Matt and Leslie Holiday. When we got to St. Louis, it wasn't long before we started searching for a way to give back.
We visited Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, and we knew this is where we belonged.
Homers for Health has been going strong for 15 years and has made such an unbelievable impact on the hospital. I've won a World Series, but I consider the work we have done at Cardinal Glennon to be the greatest achievement.
Yes, your support truly makes a difference. Make your pledge for patients today at homersforhealth.org to benefit the devoted fund.
Save big on your next painting project now at Menards. Menards is your paint destination. From your kitchen and bath to doors and trim, and even your ceilings. We have the Dutch Boy paints you need to refresh your home. Save big money on Dutch Boy paints and start your painting project today. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big